Well, hello and welcome to yet another brand new episode of Urban Hustle, and I'm your host Megha Sharma. Well, today I'm going to take you on a royal journey of these culinary delights and the lives and lifestyles of kings and queens of the yore from Rajasthan, and how they are now being revived for the current generation to give a taste of what the past generation looked like. But before I do that, I have with me Dildeep Kalra from the highly successful massive restaurants from the legendary chef Jigs Kalra's maiden successful venture. Now, Punjab Grill was his successful maiden venture back in the day, and now his son Zorawar Kalra is taking Jigs' legacy ahead with Farzi Cafe, Bowtie, Papaya. You name some of the best restaurants you've dined in, and in all likelihood, they are all going to be headed by Zorawar and Dildeep. So here's a look at Dildeep and Zorawar's journey and taking into massive restaurants at the top of the game, and then we talk to Dildeep.
A self-confessed obsessive shoe collector, Dildeep Kalra dabbles in fashion as she does in food with the ease of a veteran. Director at massive restaurants and the founder and promoter of a fashion app, Style Horn, the style diva puts together gourmet meals for her family when she finds the time between her professional commitments. The bolognese sauce that the sassy lady rustles up in her kitchen has the stamp of approval of ace restaurateur and MasterChef India judge, as well as her husband Zorawar Kalra. Even as she embarks on a new journey with the just launched Rivers to Oceans, massive restaurant's latest venture, and the latest Farzi Cafe in Riyadh, we get a peek into the life of Dildeep Kalra.
Well, we have on the show with us Dildeep Kalra from Massive Restaurants. Welcome to the show, Dildeep. Thanks for coming to our show and talking to us about this entire experience of yours. You are from Chandigarh. You belong to a builder's family, and now you moved into maybe like a couple of decades ago with Zorawar Kalra, who are the culinary barons, if I may call them. And now what you've done is you have launched a new fashion app of yours, which is Style Horn. And how did you come up about this idea? And are you working further towards exploring this fashion sensibility of yours and making it more commercial, or do you think it's more of a hobby and your interests mainly focus on food?
So it started as a hobby, and in 2012 I had my first child, and like every woman, she's very cautious about her weight, and putting on weight was a big thing for me, and I wanted to get external validation. How you ask your friends, your mother, your husband, anybody, how am I looking? They would always say you're looking great, irrespective of if you're looking good or not. And if you go, if there's a stranger around and he or she compliments you, it just gives you extra confidence. So I thought, why not start with something which is just rating your looks? And I started this app called Style Horn. You can like or dislike your look. And everybody said, why do you want to have people disliking your look? I said, well, if you have 100 people going on your profile and only 20 like, you would never know the 80 did not like. So maybe you're not doing something right. So this is how that whole thing started. And the next phase for the app is home sellers. There's so many people who are at home, want to sell their products, and they go to bigger Amazons and Flipkarts of the world, and they will charge you a certain percentage. With what I want to do it on the app is have people do it for free and not charge them anything. So this way they get more confidence to sell their products online without having to pay that much. So it just gives them a little bit more confidence, and they get to make more money.
Right. So Style Horn is basically a kind of a stylist app, but free of cost and good for your budget. I definitely am subscribing to it, and I definitely get a lot of tips from people, from fashionistas, free of cost. But Dildeep, tell me, like I already mentioned before, that you come from a background of construction and builders, and then decade ago you hopped on to the this restaurant business, what with you getting married to Zorawar and getting into the Kalra's family. How has this transition been? You think there were challenges, or you just seamlessly dissolved into this entire humongous empire that the Kalras have?
Well, at Massive, we are very excited. You know, it's been 5 years. By the end of this year, we'll be in 7 countries. So it's been very exciting. The journey has been, they've had ups and downs, but you know, everything which has ups and downs has its own charm. The expansion goals are next year planning to go to more countries, have opening 100 odd stores. So it's just global expansion, and a lot, around 30% in India as well, go to smaller B cities where we're not present. So that's the plan for Massive.
Well, Dildeep, I'm very curious to know, you come from this humongous, huge legacy of culinaries, these culinary legends, especially Jigs, Kalra and now Zorawar. Which is your favorite cuisine, and might I ask, which is your favorite restaurant?
You know, it's been very interesting. In construction also, you know, you create something out of nothing, and so is food. You create something out of raw ingredients. So it's raw material there which converts to a beautiful building, and here there is just, food which is just, beautiful vegetables or meats, and it just turns out to be, when you cook, it's just so beautifully cooked out meals. So it's just, I find it actually a transition, and I've totally enjoyed it. Innovation has been, the key. We've made so many different brands, and it's just been fun creating them, because it is just enhancing what you do. So from construction to food, it's been an interesting journey, and I'm truly loving it.
Tell me something now. Massive restaurants, they are into not just fine dining, but they're also doing casual dining with complete elan. What is the secret behind striking a balance?
So my favorite cuisine is Indian, and I love my own restaurants so much that, I barely get to go to any other restaurants. So my favorite actually is one of our restaurants. It's called Made in Punjab. It's Indian, North Indian restaurant. And I just love it because every time I go, you just want that comfort food, and it's just, every time that dal makhani and that butter chicken just does wonders for you.
Right. I am very curious to know, Massive Restaurants is doing fine dining as well as casual dining, and both of these sections are completely fantastic. Sophisticated dining, of course, everybody loves it, and casual dining is also, like, the food is fantastic. There's no errors or there's no lack over there as well. So how does Massive Restaurants, how do you and Zorawar strike a balance in making sure your customers are satisfied of whichever strata they belong to?
See, the thing is that the market is really big, and you want to tap in every segment, and fine dining has its own niche market, and the mid segment is growing every day. So we decided that, being in the fine dining space, it's important, but as well as being in a mid segment place is even further important, because that's where you can scale up, and the scalability. So that's what our plan has been.
Well, drifting from food to your fashion and dressing sense, well, it's everybody knows, because it's your fashion sense. You put on your pictures on Instagram, and of course you have Style Horn as the fashion app that you've launched. Take us through your style sense, and what's your go-to brand, and kind of you also have a shoe fetish. You have about a lot of shoes that you've bought, and you love buying shoes. You've told this often. Take us through your style journey.
So I believe in comfort. I do not follow trends. For me, style is something that over the years, whatever I've liked, I collect, and I wear. It needs to suit your body. It has to enhance your body type, and not just follow trends. You could be. I am not a trendy person, so I am more of a classic dresser. And my shoe fetish is just growing and growing. So it's actually quite crazy right now. I don't have any closet space. My favorite brand is, Chanel. I'm such a Chanel girl. And it's just, it's interesting that how you, over the years collect pieces, and they just be in your wardrobe, and you can pull it out anytime, and they're just evergreen. So personally, I like that style rather than being trendy and following everyday styles.